Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be speaking about GBPUSD. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect of the market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, so essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment we have a market which is approaching a quite strong historical support and demand area. In fact, if we look closely, we can see how multiple times from this area, the market has created massive rejections to the upside, therefore confirming this area as a quite strong historical support and demand area for this market. We can see also quite recently we had these two major rejections to the upside away from the zone, and at the moment the market seems to be approaching this exact same area, from which then there is a possibility of seeing a potential push higher. But at least in the short term, in order for the market to really go and test this zone, we would need to see a bit more short-term bearish price action. Dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Well, from a weekly perspective, the situation is quite clear. We have also here on the weekly time frame quite important previous weekly support, from which all these rejections to the upside have been created, which now has been broken to the downside. So all that previous support is now turned resistance here, and what we could expect is to see some short-term bearish price action being created away from this level. So the monthly time frame and also the weekly are both aligning for a potential push lower. We can also notice how from a pattern standpoint, we have a clear impulse followed by this correction. And in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse leg. And if we do that, we can see how we have the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, so the golden ratio, which is lining up perfectly with this previous area of weekly support that we have just identified, which is now turned resistance here. Therefore, creating confluence of resistance inside of this zone. And what we know is that inside of a confluence of resistance area, there is good probability of seeing institutional shorting. And we will be speaking about institutional shorting in just a few minutes when we move to the commitment of traders. For now, let's drop down on the daily time frame and see what we have from a daily perspective. Now, here in the daily, the structure is quite clear. We have a market which has created a push to the upside, and now it is just moving horizontally. In fact, this could easily be a distribution zone inside of which institutions are adding shorts, and from here we could then see a potential push to the downside. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so what hedge funds and big players in the market are doing and how they're moving their orders, and we check the data for the pound, the first very important thing to keep in mind is that if we're looking at the data for the GBP, actually already we're looking at GBPUSD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. And what we can see here is that with the last reports, we went from having 70.4k net positions with 123k longs compared to only 52k shorts from an institutional perspective, all the way down to now having a negative net positioning of minus 26.2k net positions. So institutions went from having more longs than shorts to now having more shorts than longs on the GBPUSD with 74.6k shorts compared to only 48.4k longs. So clearly institutions have been shorting GBPUSD, making it weaker. So let's keep that in mind and move back to the analysis. And by the way, if you still haven't make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find on the screen and also linked in description, so you never miss new updates. Now, back to the analysis. Well, as we were saying, from a daily perspective, this area could easily be a distribution zone, inside of which institutions are adding even more shorts. And from here, there is a possibility to see that potential push lower, away from the weekly confluence of resistance that we have previously identified. So what would I expect in a situation like this? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bullish to a bearish market, at that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential push lower away from this resistance zone. Now, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find linked both in description and on the main page of my YouTube channel. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to the most complete, all-inclusive mentorship program that I have created for you. As soon as you open the website, you will see this video breaking down everything included in the mentorship program. And in the program, you have the possibility to gain access to all my courses and also to the software, so the COT data software, which is exactly the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software with Telegram signals integration, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring directly with me, so you will have my personal contact. And if you continue to scroll down on the website, you will see that directly from the website, you will have the possibility to register and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the registration process. So at least I suggest that you go and check it out right now. The link is both in description and in the main page of my YouTube channel, and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, let me know in the comments below any pairs or topics that you would like me to cover in the next videos, and I will see you in my next breakdown.